Okay, so here we are finally in Affinity Studio. I'm gonna be reviewing this update. I'm coming from Affinity Designer V1 as I purchased this, I think a couple years back, and I've been using it ever since. When they updated to V2, I didn't feel like it was a upgrade that was worth the extra money. Well, it wasn't bad, but I just dislike spending money. So I never did upgrade. But now that it is free, now that they made it free, I think it's finally time to test out some new features. And I've watched parts of the keynote. It was pretty cool, especially that they made it free and promised to keep it that way. And I've seen a lot of people, a lot of mistrust in the on the internet, but I'm pretty happy still. And I always think that if they're gonna mess it up somehow, I can always go back to Affinity Designer 1, which is what I've been using for all this time. And that's still, especially not upgrading to V2, has shown me that I don't need the latest version, and that everything that I paid for is still in that program. I can still use it with the latest Mac OS version. That's the most important thing. Um, but yeah, so here we are. We can still try out some new features. Um, and for me, the most interesting thing is actually going to be just playing around with the program. So if you're someone that has never seen Affinity Designer, welcome to this video. Welcome to the channel, and we can kind of explore together what these features are. Um, okay, it looks similar. It looks familiar, but there's like slight differences, and there's the keyboard shortcuts that still work. There's some that don't, or at least like not keyboard shortcuts, but the magnetic tools are not turned on, or haven't been turned on yet. Okay, so I'm gonna center this. Okay, that works. And there's still this artifact, which probably somebody, maybe someone in the comments can explain why this happens. So also, if you expand this to match to the edge, sometimes there's like this um, area of white. That's why I always just go over the edge. Well, it looks like it's still there, though. I don't know. Maybe somebody can explain. That would be very interesting. But for my purposes, it's fine if I just go over the edge and I don't have to worry about that again. Okay. Um, so far, so good. Zooming out still works. Let's see, my favorite tools. This is new. This has always been here, but now it's here too. That's interesting. The pixel layer. Okay, that's kind of the photo editing version. That's the Affinity Photo app, which I didn't purchase. I also want to say there was an offer. I believe $50 for all the apps. It's pretty cool. And I strongly considered it, but in the end, I really need the Affinity Designer app, and I already had that, a working version. I like that you can switch between these so quickly. What happens if I, let's say, can I duplicate this or add a new page? Okay. Um, this is interesting. I've never used this layout, which would be the Affinity Publisher, I believe. Okay, something. Okay, so you get a double tap, and that's when it takes you to the other page. Because let's say I wanted to do this. So let's center it this way too. Just a bit of OCD here. Okay. Now if we go back to the vector, it's gonna be on the page that we have selected. That is pretty cool. That works perfectly. I don't know exactly how I'm gonna be editing this here because you can still do like the vector stuff in this app, but you can also do some color editing. There's a bunch of actions here. Let's see, another thing that I use quite often is the text tool. This looks pretty much the same, except these icons have been updated slightly from V1, might I add. So just so nobody gets confused. Let's see. Okay, this has changed too. Can I see? Okay, so it doesn't copy the ones I haven't had in the other app. Let's say, so like this. And just check out the effects tab. Also looks very similar, just updated UI design, which I don't specifically love, but it's something I can get used to and I don't care too much about. Okay. Okay, outside. Okay, there's no, is there a preview? Maybe this doesn't do anything. Ah, maybe this does something if it's a color. Hold up. Nope. Don't know about that. But for my purposes, this black border is going to be enough. Let's check out the 3D effect. I haven't used this a lot in the old version, but this looks pretty much the same. So that's pretty much, like, the text is probably the most important with the effects, so you kind of like can make it more legible in specific circumstances. Here we go. Shadow or a glow. What's a glow? Let's see. This is kind of something is I don't like something about this. Because this is what the shadow should be. Not the glow. It's not glowy. It's not super glowy. Okay, that's interesting. But I think that's okay. Can I copy these? Yes. I think so. No. Just copy the whole text. Okay, I can copy the effects. No, that's gonna look stupid because the borders. Let's group these together. Command G. Oops. And now copy this onto here. That looks better. And it kind of matches now. So I like that. But there's still like this border here. Maybe I gotta, I don't know what these do, these buttons here. And I mean, there is a quick fix. It's just drag this over it a bit and you won't have any issues. But I would like to know why that happens and how to properly avoid it. Okay. Oh, okay. So you can see both pages here. That's pretty cool. What about these, forgot what they were called, but you could have like these multiple pages. Artboards, yes. Artboard, okay. So we're gonna close this, aka delete this, because here we go. Okay. So basically, we can still do artboards, and ooh, this looks cool. Can we just duplicate this? Wow, that is so cool. That makes it so much better to work with. That is an amazing feature to have. What is this? Okay. Still, now that layout is included in here, no way. You can have artboards and view them here as pages, and they get numbered accordingly. What? Oh, deleted the wrong one. That is pretty cool. And now exporting this, probably, let's see. Let's see. Hold up. What is the shortcut? I just did some things here that I didn't want to do because I tried to figure out the. Okay, Command Shift E does something different. Let's see here. Export. Oh, just clicked the wrong thing. Here. Export is Command Shift Alt W. So they changed it. That is quite the annoyance. Cause like Command Alt Shift E, pretty long shortcut, but it has been memorized. Okay. Well, at least it's just W instead of E, not too different. You can select like this now. That's also interesting. Let's do PDF. Yeah. You can see here. We can say. Don't know what that is. You can see the whole document, just the selection, or just the area of the selection, or just the selection itself. And we can also just select different artboards. But if we were to say a whole document, it's gonna export, like in this case, a bunch of empty pages. And next to the document, after Canva, I don't know what these options mean, but we can say that's pretty cool too. Let's just export it. And I've exported it, and we can see a bunch of empty pages here, as well as this cover page. This is going to make it a lot easier for me to work on some different types of books. I can show you one book, okay? Okay, so this is a old Affinity Designer document that I'm going to open with the new version now. So we're going to go here. And as you can see, I've used these artboards here as well. And doing it this way was pretty annoying. I had some text here that I worked in here. And all of these pages, well, yeah, you can see. This is how we used to do things. But now in layout, you can see that it's the order is not correct. Okay, so yeah, you can see the order is not correct, but I believe we can change it here. And oh yeah, that's gonna be annoying too. So we can definitely change the order. It's just not the best system that I've ever seen. So okay, and with that being said, we can also check out assets. There's like the ones installed, pre-installed. That is pretty cool. I can see myself using these for thumbnails too, as well as emojis, obviously. Just add a little fun in here. Okay, yep. And then I think you can also add your own assets here. It's pretty cool that they integrated Pixabay, which is a service that I use myself quite often. So now I don't have to go into Safari, and I can just use it this way. Okay, yes. Gotta check the copyrights. obviously. Oh, I messed up the format. It's kind of something you gotta pay attention to. But that looks pretty good. I don't know what size it downloads. Maybe one matching to your document size. What does liquefy mean? Oh, oh my god, that is pretty cool. So there's like tools like this. Liquefy, different types of liquefy. Can I use this on vectors too? No, okay. So it's just for images, but we can rasterize this and then probably work with that. Okay, so let's hit cancel. Let's grab the picture again. V still selects the cursor. That's good to know. So we've got this. Liquefy, develop tone mapping. Okay, tone mapping. So it's just color correction. Oh yeah. And these look pretty cool, these color correction tools, if I'm being honest. It's like the most important ones. Okay, okay. Can I do the automatic one? Yes, you can do the automatic correction. That is so cool. There's like way too much going on here. Way too much you can explore. You can click on develop and then it's going to apply these effects. I've arguably made it worse now, but just wanted to demonstrate how it works. And in the pixel, okay, yeah, that's from the Affinity Photo app, these features, which makes sense that you have these live filter. I don't know what this is. Can you... Oh. I don't know what this is, to be honest. I don't know what this is. That just did. I kind of want to use this. Like, what does it mean? Oh, so you can, like, those features are so cool. And I don't know if they're, like, new features in this version or they have already always been around in Affinity Photo. But I'm very happy to have access to these features. And obviously, I gotta dive deep and get to know all these features and get to know when to use all these features. But it looks pretty cool. There's like a bunch of options now that for me that I haven't had before. So I'm very grateful for them making this program free. And there's also a export button here, a quick export. That is super cool. Can you set this? Oh, and you have several options. You can set presets here. Wow. Okay, I'll take it back. You can have my shortcut. You can change my shortcut if I have this here, because I can select a path. Okay. I can select here what I want to export. If I select something, if I select just this one square, I can probably export. Oh, that's the wrong one. I can select, yeah, only the selection or the whole document. Oh my god, okay. This is so cool. And I can also open up this window from here. Okay, that's perfect. I'm very positively surprised by this update. I think there might be some videos to come to follow this one, where I dive in deeper, maybe even into a specific workflow. But for now, I'm gonna just say there has been some speculations about this update just being a, well, just for show, and then in the future they're gonna make it a monthly subscription, which I truly hope they do not do, but obviously I can't change if they do it. For me, I just know that I'm gonna go back to Affinity Designer 1 if that ever happens. So I'm gonna keep a copy of that around. And I'm fully happy with Affinity Designer 1, so I don't need these upgrades. But it's pretty cool that I get to try them. And one thing that I didn't, there's like these features that I'm gonna go over in a different video maybe. But one thing that I didn't check out is the Canva AI because I don't want that. I think maybe for this you also got to connect your account. But okay, that's one thing that I want to try out. What can you do this? What can you do with this? Let's click generate. Okay, that is where you have to upgrade, and that's kind of where it comes in. That's a monthly subscription, but for me that's totally fair. I'm not gonna use this feature. I don't want to use this feature, and you can even turn it off. Okay, come on. You can have a different. Can have these all of these different tabs. That is super cool. This is like my studio now. I'm gonna call it this. Oh, okay, and this is where you can do that, but color grading, that is like so many programs in one. If they now bring this to Linux, that's gonna be a total game changer. Okay, these slices. I know this has been a tab in the old version too, but I haven't really used that ever. So I'm gonna remove that. Oh, so yeah, you don't have to click create studio if you click this. I might be might be creating my own studio, but for now I don't think I need that. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about this in the comments below. As I said, I'm super excited to be testing this out. I have my hopes high, and if they integrate more subscription-based items, I don't think I'll be using them. But if they do it like this, where you can simply toggle this button and remove it from site, that's like perfect, the perfect solution for me. And yeah, I've just seen a lot of concerns. Also with the old documents of the Affinity Designer 1 or Designer 2 app, you can still use them in this app. So there's like this backwards compatibility. But if you save it now in this app, you can't open it with the old app, which is, I guess, fair. I think that's how most programs work, and I think it's hard to kind of implement a new. I mean, they're named different too. They're called like .af now instead of .affinity design or whatever. So getting the old program to recognize this new format is going to be hard if you are not going to update the old version. And I don't see them updating the old version, the V1 and V2. Why would they do that if they bring out the third V or the studio here for free? So yeah. Yeah, let me know in the comments what you think of this update. And stay tuned for future videos. You can hit the subscribe button if you don't want to miss out. And with that being said, I want to wish you a great rest of your day. And yeah, maybe I'll see you in the next video.